Welcome back to Bonico Tarot. And yeah, I figured it might be nice to have a little bit of sage to start this one off. Energies are pretty high, as we're all well aware. Sending out love, light, and truth, and the pursuit of it to all. So, here's another big report. We are dealing with a lunar eclipse. And lunar eclipses in general, can trigger fated events. But this one, it's not so much the eclipse that's of concern in this moment. It is the moon square to Mars. So we're dealing with some very intense energies. I would anticipate that that this June will be probably one of the most intense months that we've had in decades. So, as I advise to many of my friends, make sure you have your helmet on this weekend, because it's going to be a doozy. I mean, who knows what's going to happen, really. But it's definitely a time to not give in to impulses, especially when we're feeling triggered by something. So before I get too deep into the details on the eclipse, I'm going to get a little business stuff out of the way. I do offer private readings, and so I've just finished making a little flyer, which I've posted on Bonico Tarot on Facebook, so you can see it there for quick reference. But basically what I'm offering is I'm offering a one question 30-minute in-depth tarot reading. That will be for $35. And then if you want to go a little bit more into your situation, or if you have a few things you want to take a look at, then I would recommend that we do the multiple questions 60-minute reading, which a lot of the times they go more. Now, I can do those live, or I can also record them and send you a link online where you can look at them yourself and possibly opt for them for download. I'm still kind of working that out, but at any rate, I do have a space to send you a link at this time, and I'll give you more details about that once you message me. And then my third little itty bitty reading option is the I Need a Sign 3-card reading, and that is recorded only. So what I would do is email you a photo of the spread in terms of the cards that I laid out, and then a quick little voicemail or voice memo file for your use to refer to. So then also I would like to direct you to the Venus retrograde, Venus RX, for each sign, the reports that I did for each sign a little over a week ago. Those reports are going to be relevant for May, June, and July. And also a handy reference for your hindsight is 2020 kind of thing as we move into the late summer and early fall, because we've got a lot of aspects that are triggering significant changes, because we have moved into a new chapter and we're creating a paradigm that we have no point of reference for. So things are happening, we're not really seeing them coming because we're not familiar with the dynamics of this new paradigm. So Let me see, did I get all the business over with? And then also, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so that when I do get videos up, you are notified right away. And so, yeah, let's get to the general astrological themes for this lunar eclipse. So, this lunar eclipse is in Sagittarius, and because it's square Mars, the dynamics are around love and hate. So, and, you know, all manner of extremes in this respect. So, it's a classic kind of dynamic where you really have to ask yourself, which wolf am I going to feed? There will be things that will poke you, that will trigger you. And so if you don't want to be caught up with a huge mess of details to have to work out when throughout the rest of the summer, when you really wanted to have your eye on other things, then I suggest you really rein yourself in. We all need to take a pause, take a breath, and know without a doubt that we see the way that we're heading clearly before we act. Most of the planets are in retrograde or in some stage of it, and Mercury retrograde is right around the corner, folks. So, you know, with all the action that we've seen so far, it's really best to be paying attention and put your helmet on. What this is also leading us into is we have a solar eclipse later in the month, and that will be, what is that solar eclipse going to be in? I believe it's is it Cancer? Yes, it's going to be Cancer. If I'm wrong, I will correct myself. And that's going to be based on our issues around freedoms and restriction. So I think that we're already seeing a lot of those themes that are playing out, and here at this time we're looking for sort of the culmination or the climax that does bring clarity and opens up a whole new path for many of us. One of the things that I've been finding that I've been advising my clients of so far is that when we feel like we're in this vice grip and the options are not clear, and we find that we're actually attached to a particular outcome of our situation, I recommend that you find a way to surrender without it having to mean failure or death. So, as with all of my readings, I like to play with perspective, and I invite you to join me as I provide you with the context of astrology to then create yet another story with finer details in time and space with the tarot. So, here's the deal. Aries, this eclipse happens for you in your 9th house of philosophy and travel. So you may find yourself on the move as a result of the energies that the eclipse is bringing to you. So you may find that there are events culminating either as a result of travel or they're triggering travel. It also could be around changes in your personal belief system. You also could be interacting with people from other places. So, you know, on a more international level than maybe you're used to. So, let's see what the tarot has to say for you, Aries, in terms of what's happening for you and the advice for this chapter in your story. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. And let's see where we're at. There we go. All right. let's see what these surrounding energies are for you. You have the Page of Pentacles. So there could be a message coming to you of some kind. And it also could be communication with a child or a younger person. And the person could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, but it doesn't have to be. Let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. All right, so we've got the Five of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Tower. Okay. All right, so at first glance, I see you're feeling left out by a Leo, and you're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore. So that could be one scenario. Or it could be that, you know, after feeling on the outside of things for a long time, that you're getting this brief respite of fun. You know, that maybe, you know, all of a sudden you end up doing something really, really great on Friday. And then the result of this is the Tower. So I'm going to clarify with my mini Rider-Waite and see what else we can get. Oh my goodness. We got the Sun again. So, yeah, I'm thinking that it's possible that you could be dealing with a Leo that maybe you were in separation from because of the lockdown. But it's like this isolation from each other has actually provided you with a new way of working together. You know, so it could really have just been the circumstances of isolation. So let's get some clarifiers for the Sun. What do we have here? We have the King of Swords. So this could be an air sign, which would be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And yeah, you could be having a great time. Or you could be getting a certain amount of clarity around sort of the longer range view. Yes. You found a new truth, or you found a new layer of truth within yourself, and this clarity that you have has you really happy and feeling quite joyful. So let's see what the Tower's all about. Ooh. But I mean, seriously, Aries, like if there's anybody to lose it with these kinds of energies, I mean, Mars is your ruler. You know, be really, really careful on Friday. All weekend. All weekend, be really, really careful. Ooh, we got death. There could be a death in the family. I hate to say that. I normally really stay away from that kind of thing within a reading. But something is definitely over. Yeah. Interesting. And then once this breakdown occurs, you've got the Star. So this is kind of, you know, there's got to be a morning after kind of card, you know, after these kinds of energies. So let's see the underlying energies of the mini deck. The Page of Wands. So, you know, you got plans. You know, you're happy with your clarity, but this means that there's an absolute ending, and that's kind of rocking people's world, whether that's just you or whether that's the people that you've been involved with. I'm going to get one more card from the Lenormand deck for you, Aries. Oh, yeah. This is kind of eating away at you right now. Something's been eating at you. And I would also watch your money. Be very careful with money this weekend. Especially if that's, been a concern of yours or is a concern right now. Be very, very careful. Yeah, you've reached a crossroads, Aries. So, and it looks as though it's bringing you a lot of happiness and a sense of freedom. Maybe even, a little bit of fun after some seriously boring months under these circumstances. So, I hope you found that helpful, Aries, and stay safe, be well.